Hello and welcome everyone to Now German, Lektion 39, Lesson 39. Hey Shi,
Hello everyone. Hey Gregor.
du bist doch sie. Nein? Aren't you sie? That's how I will ask a question with doch. Have you seen that word?
Yes.
Yes. So it's hard to translate it literally, but we'll always use it in the sense that, isn't it? Aren't you? We are looking for confirmation when we say that. It's something that we just realize, and then we're like, oh yeah, don't you also know that? So that's what we have in this dialogue, and what you can pay attention when we look at it one first time.
Eine Mühle. Hallo?
Hallo, hier ist Marc Schmidt. Sie verkaufen doch einen Tisch, richtig?
Stimmt.
Gut. Welche Farbe hat der Tisch?
Also, der Tisch ist hellbraun.
Ach so, das ist gut, ja. Wie groß ist er?
Ungefähr 2 Meter lang und 40 Zentimeter breit.
Okay, sehr gut. All right, let's look at all the words and what that means. First we have hier ist.
Hier ist
That is here is. And sie.
sie.
Yes, we saw that as a plural, they, and also it means you in a formal way. And then we have verkaufen,
Verkaufen.
to sell. That's going to be our topic of today, is going to be buying and selling, and a few words related to that. And then we have doch,
Doch.
aren't you? Yeah, so like you are selling a table, aren't you? In this dialogue, you saw a phone call and someone is calling someone else and they want to confirm that they are indeed selling a table, and then they keep talking about it. And then we have indeed der Tisch,
Der Tisch.
a table. Richtig.
Richtig.
That's right. That's correct. So if I ask she a German question and she will answer it perfectly fine, as she very often does, then I can say richtig. And then we have stimmt.
Stimmt.
That's right. This is not in the sense of correct or wrong, but more, it is also, but it is more in the sense of agreement rather than objective correctness. And then we have welche,
Welche?
which, and die Farbe.
Die Farbe.
That's the color. So welche Farbe will be together which color. And then we have another word that tricks up English speakers a lot. That is also.
Also.
Yeah, this is not also, which would be in German auch, but it's a separate word. And it's like, well, so it's like just making sure you have a bit more time before you actually give the answer you want to give. So that person on the phone will be like thinking for a second and then continue with her answer. And then we have hell,
Hell.
which is light or bright. And we have the word hellbraun.
Hellbraun.
That's of course light brown. And ach so.
Ach so.
Ach so is, oh, I see. Yeah, we had that also several times. Wie.
Wie.
Wie is how. And we can, for example, combine it with groß.
Groß.
That is big or large. Wie groß ist es? Wie groß ist das Sofa? Something like that. And then a new one, I think we didn't see that, ungefähr.
Ungefähr.
Ungefähr, that means approximately. So if you talk about the length of a sofa, you can say ungefähr 2 Meter. It might be 2 meters and 2 centimeters, but you might not know that. So you just take a look and you say ungefähr. Or if you talk about whatever, your body weight or the population of a country or the price of a chocolate, in many cases you might not know the exact number. And then you can say, die Schokolade kostet ungefähr 2 Euro, something like that. Okay, and we have zwei.
Zwei.
Two, and der Meter.
Der Meter.
Yes, it's almost the same as in English, but the pronunciation is a bit different. So, for example, 2 meters. What is 2 meters?
2 Meter.
Yes, and you did that perfectly fine. The plural of der Meter is die Meter, so the word doesn't change in plural, it's the same. And we have lang
Lang.
as long, such as 2 meters long, 2 Meter lang. And then we have 40,
40.
40 of course, and der Zentimeter.
Der Zentimeter.
Yes, that's also the same as in English, centimeter. 1 meter has 100 centimeters. And then we have breit.
Breit.
That means wide. Or you could also translate it as broad, but in this context, the wide is the better translation. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, then let's go through our dialogue one more time.
Anna Müller. Hallo.
Hallo, hier ist Marc Schmidt. Sie verkaufen doch einen Tisch, richtig?
Stimmt.
Gut. Welche Farbe hat der Tisch?
Also, der Tisch ist hellbraun.
Ach so, das ist gut. Ja. Und wie groß ist er?
Ungefähr 2 Meter lang und 40 Zentimeter breit.
Okay, sehr gut. All right, that was the dialogue. And now let's look at some important words around buying and selling. So the most generic word we saw quite a while ago is kaufen.
Kaufen.
Yes, that's just to buy for some specific item. For example, what is I buy a table?
Ich kaufe den Tisch.
Yes, I buy a table will be ich kaufe einen Tisch. What you said would be I buy the table. Yes. And then we have the word to go shopping. There we will add kind of a prefix that is ein, and then it is einkaufen, that means to shop.
Einkaufen.
Yes. Be careful with this prefix. We have the focus on ein. So we will say einkaufen.
Einkaufen.
Yes, exactly. And this is a separable verb. We haven't seen that. We'll look at this in detail a few lessons later. But I'll tell you how to build a sentence with that. For example, I shop for food. I go grocery shopping. I will say, ich kaufe Essen ein. So this is a preview on a topic we'll look at in more detail soon. But just to give you a quick overview, what happens is that ein in the beginning moves to the end of the phrase. So einkaufen becomes kaufe ein. Ich kaufe ein. And that is what we use for shopping in a broader sense. Ich kaufe Essen ein.
Ich kaufe Essen ein.
Yes. And then another one that is more straightforward is to sell, verkaufen.
Verkaufen.
Yes. And this one, it also has a prefix ver, but it's not separable. So this behaves as a normal verb. So how would I say he sells his car?
Verkauft sein Auto.
Yes, exactly. So I think the only slightly tricky thing here is to know the difference between kaufen and einkaufen. But to be honest, in most cases, you can just say kaufen and you'll be totally fine. And if someone says einkaufen, you also know that this is just shopping without a specific item. Yeah, and kaufen often requires an object, and einkaufen does not require an object. So if you don't have any specific item, then you can just say einkaufen. That's perhaps also helpful. All right. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's look at our dialogue one last time.
Anna Müller. Hallo.
Hallo, hier ist Marc Schmidt. Sie verkaufen doch einen Tisch, richtig?
Stimmt.
Gut. Welche Farbe hat der Tisch?
Also, der Tisch ist hellbraun.
Ach so, das ist gut, ja. Und wie groß ist er?
ungefähr 2 Meter lang und 40 Zentimeter breit.
Okay, sehr gut. All right, one more thing I want to point out when we look at this dialogue. This dialogue begins by you just stating a name. And that might not be familiar to everyone, but it's very common to pick up the phone and state your name, not say hello or hi or who is there, but you just start by saying your name right away because we think that is very efficient that the other person right away knows who he's talking to, and then the other person will also repeat their name. In this dialogue, they say first, "Hallo, hier ist Mark Schmidt," but it's also totally fine to just say Mark Schmidt right away, and then you continue the conversation. So it's kind of very, in a way, it's kind of like German stereotypically efficient to just get the identification done without any small talk right away. Don't you think?
Yes.
All right, that was then our dialogue. Sie verkaufen doch, aren't you selling? Sie verkaufen doch einen Stuhl, oder? Don't you sell a chair?
Nein.
Yes, I'm spreading the rumors. All right, before I make up more things, let's end it here and have a good time learning German. We are soon coming to an end to all the furniture related lessons, and then more exciting things will come up. All right, bye, tschüss.
Tschüss.